Okay, well, now that the game has frozen on me and kicked me out of East Marsh, we will just come back to East Marsh at a much later date. Let's look around Broken Hills and see what I can do. I'm honestly feeling a bit of eye strain going from East Marsh, which was dark and a little spooky. I should have sold stuff when I was in town. Oh well. You don't have to 100%. I'm mostly trying to make sure that I don't miss any like major shrines or devotion points or things. Because it would be kind of stinky if I missed that stuff. But yeah, so going from the swamps, which was kind of dim and dingy and not that hard on the eyes, to this, like I'm squinting at the game a little, being like, I need sunglasses for this. There are way more shrines than there are available points. So how do you earn devotion points then, if not just from shrines? Because I would have assumed it was a 101. Is it like an experience points thing? Oh, every difficulty has their own shrines. I see. So it's one of those that eventually you just kind of hit cap and stop getting more. Let's see. Kind of keep mulching through these guys. Twisty. There's something up there, but I can leave that for later. Yeah, some shrines only show up on higher difficulties. Okay. Whee, that's a lot of big dudes. However, compared to East Marsh, this is nothing. Ow. Okay, never mind. They do hurt a little. I am eternally grateful I've got item filters on, because, oh gosh, this would take so long. Okay, we might actually want to look at some of these. It's not any better, but it's also not any worse. That's a retaliation damage armor. It's not, it doesn't really fit the build, but I don't have anything else. Like, if I had armor that actually fit my build, then I would care, but I don't. So I don't. Let's see, you can also trade tribute points for devotion points in Crucible mode. Huh. It sounds like there's a bunch of things that you can do. Kind of hit cap. Do we want to get... Yeah, we might as well just hop in that camp cave? Whatever this is. Steps of something or other. Steps of Torment. That sounds fun. Ow. Oh, it's a treacherous domain. Okay, this is a familiar feeling. I don't remember treacherous domains at all when I first played this game. Were they added later, or did I just completely miss them? I guess I could go back and check my old footage. Okay, it's been reworked. Gotcha. Because, yeah, I have this, like, constant feeling of Uncanny Valley where it's just, like, I remember a lot of these things, but there's a lot of stuff that is just, like, completely new feeling. They were reworked in the Forgotten Gods DLC update. Gotcha. These guys don't feel that much higher level than me. Oh. Let's see. I'm gonna keep boosting my physique. And Bloodborne. Damn, that's a lot of interrupting skeletons. So is mine. Skill cooldown reduction. Actually, knocked the mid-boss guy over. Ow. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, this one goes deeper. I mean, I suppose. If I haven't been killed yet. Yeah, so enemies cripple. And then also do chaos damage. I think the main issue for me is mostly just the fact that a lot of the bosses are just higher level than me. That throws me off. Am I a Zerker Nightblade? Yeah. It seemed like the most obvious choice for me who's not super experienced with this game. The shared dual wielding perks, the focus on both bleed and cold. Because I didn't want to mess around too much with like spell casting or abilities in that regard, because it just didn't seem like it was particularly good. And I was kind of tempted by Soldier or like Oathkeeper or whatever for the durability, but I think if I want to do a Soldier Oathkeeper build, I will do a Soldier Oathkeeper build that's just like super hardcore shields, retaliation damage. Good luck touching me, I'm invincible, man. Yeah, I have that build. Yeah, it was the build I wanted to go through the last time I think I was seriously trying to play this, but I never actually finished that one. Zerker enables dual wielding in general. It doesn't matter if it's ranged or melee. Yep. But I think there's a couple of characters that give you ranged dual wielding. Because I think it was like the Inquisitor or something, also gives you that option. Okay. Huh. Oh, I could have gotten into the central room that way. Whatever, we're just gonna go deeper. Only Inquisitor and Nightblade specify their dual wielding. Gotcha. Ow. Ow. Well, do we go back down? I don't know. Like I can. I didn't put a safety portal in particularly deep, so we are going to have to walk. But I'd say like a significant portion of the slowness through here is just time investment. Or, sorry, a significant portion of the time investment for traversing these zones is fighting all the enemies. Just running through them is usually fast. I did get rid of like 20% of my movement speed, which is slightly annoying. Because, yeah, I can definitely feel it. Okay. Well, seeing as we're here, we might as well check what's in this center room in case there's anything interesting. Not seeing anything that's, like, huge. Nope. And no... Wait, yes. There's a breakable wall. What? Are you kidding me? I guess it's to find this one with the holiest... Okay, never mind. That kind of makes sense. That's a little secret with a bunch of loot. Yeah, Oathkeeper and Demolitionist make a very good retaliation build. Huh. The main thing is I would have to respec completely, and the game doesn't let you do that natively. And so that is something that I will probably leave for a distant subsequent playthrough. Okay, I guess I should put a safety portal down to the beginning of every single one of these floors. I think my problem in general is just that I don't have a whole lot of free time, and if I was like really interested in mainlining a game, it wouldn't be so bad. Where it's just like, yeah, let's play Grim Dawn, and then play it again, but with a different build. Like, I could do that, but there's so many freaking games out there that I haven't finished yet. You know, Grim Dawn, obviously all the other, like, hack and slash action RPGs I've mentioned so far in this stream. I mean, just an inordinate amount of JRPGs. Not that I need to, like, play every JRPG out there, but, like, I'd like to play Vagrant Story at the very least. And, like, Chrono Cross? And what was the predecessor to Chrono Cross? Why am I blanking on it? It's like the big one. Chrono Crusade is the anime, but it breaks my brain thinking about it. At least it is easy. Chrono Trigger, there we go. Oh my god. They just gunned me down like the dog I am. It's fine. Right, portal's over here. Yeah, I must not have, like, much piercing resistance, maybe. Because it feels like the crossbowmen are specifically ruining me. Raider got flashbanged by your stream wander. I mean... it happens. I get flashbanged by recently that really threw me off. I was taking a bath because I had a really bad migraine. And so, you know, keep the lights off for that. And I think Shell was cleaning or looking for something. Walks into the room, flicks on the light switch, immediately flicks it off, so it was like a half second, just brilliant, searing white. Straight to my eyes. I was upset. For what should be obvious reasons. I thought like half the enemies in here just spawned on the other side of that wall. Oddly, I'm not seeing anything particularly schnasty in this group. Seeing Devil's Cross... Ow! Yeah, Devil's Crossing from different directions feels strange. I'm just rotating the camera a bunch. I don't know. Hey, thank you, a guy called Samuel, for the 50-month resub. How did this happen? Don't know. I guess I'll go through here. Okay. I want to see if I can... Yeah, because they can't hit me if I'm here. Because the damage here is a little rough. Ooh. Mid-boss. Chill heart. Not as tough as some of the ones I fought, though. It really is the crossbowmen that are mulching me. Not what I was expecting. Hope you're still alive. There we go. Yeah, crossbows have 100% armor penetration. Yeah, that'd be what's doing it. This is one guy if I'd managed to charge into him earlier. Okay. Yeah, chance to block a bunch of damage. I can see why going shield is maybe a good idea, but this is not one of those builds. Or days, or things. Yeah, this is why I've been, like, really aggressively trying to raise my physique. So stuff like crossbows might not be an issue. And the answer is, nope, still a problem. Yeah, resistances. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know. I haven't really spec'd into resistances from like a talent tree perspective. And I guess my gear and equipment isn't giving me the stuff that I need. And it's fine. That's a... Oh. Treasure trove requires dynamite. Oh, no. Well, it's fine. Whatever's in it is probably not that amazing. But I might have to go farm dynamite. You're a werebear? Werewolf, I guess, in this one. I wish there was a werebear. At least for Diablo 2, when I played Druid, I would play werebear as my, like, chosen favorite. Okay, actually, hold up. This is boss. Whoop. Ah. Yeah, so this jerk does a lot of ground fire that melts me real fast. Okay, I can avoid hits a little. Okay, we've got one more of these dudes. Damn. He's level 38. Or no, his skeletal warriors are 38. I don't know about the rest of them. Oh. Well, at least we've got him almost halfway down. It feels tacky to just death treadmill through this, but it's the only way I'm gonna. Oh, maybe part of it is... Nope. I can't dodge that. I guess you're not really supposed to. They didn't even add dodging until recently. Okay, let's...
Come see what's left of my wares.
Sort my shit for a second. There might be some solutions to be had here. Yeah, not much for damage. Yeah, cool shield. But not much else. It's Searing Ember, but that's fire damage. None of it is fire resistance.
See you around.
Vicious Jawbone. Extra damage. Oh, amulets and medals. Dang. Weird to be going around as a flesh man. I don't like it. Oops.
I'll hold on to that.
Alright. Well, we didn't find any solutions, so I think the answer is just go back to gutsing it. Damn. I think he hit me with 2 of the firebolt things on the ground. It is why I'm wondering if I would have a slightly easier time with some of this stuff with a ranged character. Oh, I'm not werewolf. This is much harder if I'm... Ah, no. So, the one thing I hate about the dodge, I dodge in the direction of my mouse. That is awful. So I'm so used to pressing WASD. Let me know if there is a way to dodge away from the, like towards WASD instead. Nope. Yeah, so when I'm right up next to him, I take every single one of those firebolts straight to the face, and I get hit for all of their damage, which, yeah, is just killing the hell out of me. How goes the game? Good, mostly. Let's not be there. Trying to kill, I'm trying to go into a really dangerous area, and it is, got him. More effort than I thought it was going to be. What? Oh, requires a skeleton key. Wait, that's one of the roguelike dungeons. Huh. Well, I don't know where to get a skeleton key from. Okay, you can craft them.
I do the best I can with what I've got.
Oh, in retrospect, getting this would have been nice. Oh, but I don't have any molten skin anyway. Yeah, I don't think I have the ability to make a skeleton key yet. Well, that's fine. I'm sure we will get access to it at a later date. The thing is, like, I don't need to do any of this stuff. It's all just bonus. And so it's easy for me to just be like, yeah, it's fine. Let's go check the thing up north. Because, yeah, we've been kind of down that. This is where the bonus dungeon was. But no, we've been here. Other direction. Oh, this is a tiny little... Never mind, not a tiny little tower. There's actually stuff here. I might look into messing around with a save editor or something. That maybe every expansion I go through I try a different build, but with the same character. The only problem with that is I'd have to redo my entire gear and equipment, but that's probably fine actually. Usually when you go to a new place you get new stuff anyway, I hope. And also my obsession about hoarding even halfway rare items might at least give me a bit of a boost. I don't think you do level scaling on any of those items. Man, it's so weird being not in a danger zone. Like, the differential between those two is just so wild. Because yeah, here I can just, like, waltz through things and not even think about it. Okay. Well, let's go into the rune and see where it takes me. Places. No, it's another dangerous domain! Stop! Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave. I've been spending a lot of time going into dangerous domains, and while I totally understand the merits of going into them, they're slowing me down a lot because they're much more dangerous than anywhere else. And yeah, if they're going to have the roguelike dungeons at the end of them that require skeleton keys to get in, I don't think I'm going to bother with them until I can make skeleton keys. Let's see. What was I going to say about anything? What? That's not where my mouse was or where I was pointing, and I just dodged backwards. Freaking dodge is weird. I'll be able to change dodge direction. It's the thing you can attach metals to give you a movement skill. Huh. Alright. So do I want to cut south, go through here? I guess let's see what this brings me to at the very least. Maybe it also cuts south. I don't know, man. I don't know where I'm going. I think keyboard movement just doesn't pair well with the dodge. What about mouse movement with the dodge? I'm assuming mouse movement, you just move in the or you dodge in the direction your mouse is as well. I think it's one of those where probably maybe controller's the only one that's good. Yeah, dodge was tacked on, then keyboard was tacked on top of that as well. Yep. I had somebody that was mad at me because I said the controller controls aren't fully implemented. But like, I kind of stand by both the controller controls and WASD movement. Not fully implemented on this game. It's enough, but it's not there. To the same degree that, like, Path of Exile 2, for example, has both. I haven't tried controller at all. My problem with the controller controls was, like, it felt good from a combat perspective, but the moment you had to do anything with the UI, it felt terrible. And so I was just like, this is not worth my time. Easy enough to just play normally. Ugh. Yeah, Mapo Tofu is really starting to sing to me at this point. No, I talked about it earlier, but it's like, oh, food. I turned down going to my in-laws today for, I think it was like pizza and wings night that they're having, but I just didn't want to deal with it. I have been extremely far behind on like recordings this week because we keep going out and doing other stuff, and so I like record a video a day, and it's like, oh no, I can't do that. And kind of as part of that, I'm trying to limit how much I eat in a given day if possible. It's hard. I don't want to say like I'm a huge glutton, but like I do not handle hunger well. I think I might have like a more of an averse reaction to the like feeling of hunger pangs than some other people. comboed with like one of my earlier memories, like early on in kindergarten. I was having really bad hunger pangs to the point where it was like physically painful. Because I guess I just hadn't eaten much that day. I have no idea. But it was the first time I'd ever really felt hunger pangs before. I did not understand it, apart from just like, this is extremely uncomfortable. I do not enjoy this. And so I went to the nurse because I was afraid something was wrong with me. And she made fun of me for it once she figured out what was wrong with me. And the problem is she was my best friend's mother, so she would make fun of me for it when I go over to his house as well. And so, kind of lucky I didn't end up with like more of a eating disorder from that, but it's kind of stuck with me where I like really do not like the feeling of being hungry. And it took me years to kind of like walk it back and figure out like why I had this reaction, because obviously like dieting is good. And like you definitely want to somewhat restrict how much you're eating, just because otherwise weight gain, which is not great for you. But you know, to have such a like, I mean, I'm assuming everybody gets uncomfortable when they're hungry, but for me it's like I get nervous and anxious, and it's just like, why is it this bad for me? Oh, you know, eventually find that memory sitting around in my brain. It's like, oh yeah, that's why. Oh, that's a problem. I don't know what it is about this area. I think it's just these long winding zones that I definitely get into like therapy brain. One of the last times I was streaming this game years ago, like this was beginning of 2020, there was somebody that was having a mental crisis and that was actively trying to kind of seek help through my Twitch chat, which was like, don't do that. Like if you know the streamer and it's just like, hey, this is something I know you can help me with, that's one thing. But it's like, it is so hard to put on like a good stream and have somebody that is actively spiraling while you're trying to like manage it while also being entertaining for everybody else. I recognize that comes off as like slightly unempathetic, but it's like, it's so much easier to do that sort of thing after stream, off camera, Discord DMs, that sort of stuff. But I think also just like kind of the realization that no, some people actually really just do have negative reactions kind of publicly, that they almost inflict their anxieties on other people as like a relief system, or even kind of like a weird alternative to trolling. And so I don't know if that was necessarily the case for this person, but I've kind of come to the realization that it's like, you know, no, just Twitch is not a good way of coping. I don't know if cope is the right word, because it's definitely one of those where some people just want that reaction from other folks. Hey, it's Elsa, finally.
Watch your back. Trust no one.
You don't smell like one of Cronley's gang. Are you another from Devil's Crossing then? Your name's Elsa, then a mutual friend is looking for you. I can only assume you mean Mornay. Idiot nearly got me killed out in Old Arkovia. Bandits got us right in the night, drawn to his damned fire. They tied me up and dragged me back towards their camp, probably to share me with the rest of the gang. Shame for them, they weren't very good at tying knots. I slit their throats while they slept and made off on my own. Why didn't you return to Mornay? Well, I thought he was dead, but knowing he's back in Devil's Crossing makes me even less inclined to return. He's not a bad man, but I can't stand having him fawning over me like a replacement for his dead wife. He believes there's some great romance between us and refuses to accept that I have no such feelings. Should I tell him you're alive? Might be better if he believes me dead. The last thing I need is a lovesick fool pursuing me through this hellish world. What do you mean by another from Devil's Crossing? I encountered another survivor from Devil's Crossing just recently who convinced me that the homestead was the place I could help to make a difference. Never got a name, but he cooked a fine meal and told me remarkable stories about political intrigues in the time of the Empire. Then he set off by himself. My dyslexia read that as he shot himself, and I'm like, oh, boy. You're headed to Homestead, why didn't you join him? He just got up in the dark of night and told me he was heading on, as he had urgent business in Homestead. Warned him that it would be wise to wait while the trolls and ethereals fought out in Smuggler's Pass, but he said he could pass unseen between them if he was alone. Sounds crazy to me, but he was a likable fellow, and I hope he fared better than I expect. Well, you're always welcome back in Devil's Crossing. Thanks, but I have no plan to return there. I'd rather find my fate in the open road. Alright, farewell. Okay, and more physique, because I just need massive quantities of HP. And we are free. Perfect. So now what am I investing into that I actually want for this one? So, Battle Surge is not bad. Whenever you crit, you heal a bunch. I like the idea of that, but I currently do not have much of a build focused around the idea of... I don't have much of a build focused on crit yet. Untamed Rage gives me damage absorption, which would be good for survivability. We do have stuff like Rallying Cry, which I can do every 12 seconds to heal for 12% of my health. Kind of an alternative health potion, which isn't a bad idea to invest into. I do have more Implements of War if I want to. Let's see, level 50 passive. Oh. Wait, Form of the Beast is not... Oh. I thought it was Form of the Beast was an exclusive like this one, but no. So total damage modified, max attack, casting speed, and hit refresh to maintain the rage. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. I should probably invest some more into Untamed Rage, now that I know that's the same. Okay, well, yeah, let's start investing in that, because that extra attack, casting speed, and damage modifier is going to be nice. Okay. Do we have anything over here? Yeah, I think that might be an alternate path. Whereas these are a bunch of deserters. Yeah, soldier would be very good here. Just for the survivability, or... He hit me with a net. Rude. Because yeah, I've barely spec'd into Nightblade at all. There is always the possibility. Ah, soldier has a 40% HP passive where you just get a burst of HP. Ooh, that would be good. I think I'm still probably going to go down the routes that I have been. Because once again, I think if I want to do soldier, I might pair with like Oathblade or something. We'll see. Theory crafting is fun, but also depths of madness, because it's just like, well, I'm stuck with this one unless I start over, but I really don't want to start over at this point. I always kind of wish games like Grim Dawn had this thing where, like, once you've completed an act, it becomes optional for all subsequent characters. And you can kind of just zip past it. Oh, that would be really cool. Kind of like an alternative version to New Game Plus. I know you can, like, pass items around, but it's not quite the same. Okay. Because of that Tears of Metal game, every time I see meat on a spit, it throws me off because I keep thinking I need to break those to get healing. And then remembering, like, oh, of course, this ain't that game. I don't have to limit myself like that. Still throwing me off a little bit. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else I missed here, so I guess we just go in the cave. Though I should probably go get some more dynamite when I get the chance. Well, now's a good time for it. Okay, so we want to go to... where? Staunton Mine. Because, yeah, I should have at least, like, 3 or 4 dynamite on me at all times. Where the hell is actual Staunton Mine? Oh, it's this. Yeah, Hammer of Eternal Wrath, Chilled Steel. I don't think any of these really fit the build. So I don't check my inventory nearly well enough. I would expect that I'm constantly gear treadmilling, but not that often. Ooh. So what's up with this axe? Spectral damage. Mostly the Lifestealer Nova seems vaguely useful. But I also don't know if I actually benefit from that at all. If there's anywhere where you can buy dynamite, I am all ears. Because I would certainly like to be able to purchase dynamite and not have to come back here to farm it. But it looks like that's not the case. Oh, there's some more dynamite. Even just having a couple sticks of it is good. Wow, this guy actually does damage to him. Oh, wait, no, it's because he's scaled to my level. Huh. Well, that's nice. Makes actually coming back and redoing some of these, not a waste of time. Okay. We'll keep going, though. Yeah, actually, all of these guys have scaled with level. Wait, is that just normal, then? I was not aware this had level scaling. Okay. Yeah, added some time ago that even normal difficulty scales to the player for a better experience. I actually do generally appreciate that. I know some people hate the idea of level scaling. I think it's more of an issue in turn-based RPGs. But in ARPG, level scaling to just have the convenience is appreciated. Okay, so now I've got some dynamite. Smuggler's Pass. Alright. Let's get through this. Then I'll have to go get my tofu. Okay, I think I'm going to be too distracted for another major series of dungeons and plot arcs and whatnot. Effectively another episode for YouTube. I might as well mention for the people coming and going from the stream, I do actually upload these over to my WanderVod's YouTube channel. I have not announced that too often, and I should. I should actually probably set up like bot timers and stuff, but I also just don't stream enough. I think that'll be something that I do, once again, once I have like an actual setup, and a house. Because yeah, the thing I missed the most about streaming was streaming like in the late evenings. I actually don't like streaming during the day at all, because I can see the sun outside through the corner of my eye in the reflection of the sliding glass door. And it makes me want to go outside and, like, go on a nice walk, go biking, stuff like that. Whereas, like, streaming at night is just so zen in comparison. It's very comfortable. I know other people have, like... Damn, okay, what happened here? It looks like the bad place. Let's at least zip back for a second. Can I walk through the danger zone? Oh yeah, I'm fine. There's nothing in here. Why? Ow, never mind. Ow, it hurts. I guess my regen was just enough for a bit, and then it was not. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of happy about the level scaling, because that also means that you can go back and, like, refight certain bosses and things. Let's see. That stuck. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so if you want to farm for gear. I wonder if that means that certain bosses have certain loot pools that you can somewhat rely on. Maybe. I don't really see the point in doing it now. Possibly not ever for some of them. But it's interesting to note all the same. Ow. Alright, we're good. Bunch of loot. I'm trying to loot things. Don't throw a net at me. Rude. They're throwing a lot of these. Okay. Yeah, nearly all mobs have their own subset of items, monster and frequents. And are those scaled with level? Wait, do I want to take a look at some of these, just in case something's useful? Turn step. Seems more retaliation damage focused. See, I'm not seeing anything else. Oh, okay, so they're green with the weird thing going on. Got it. Ow! Whoa! I've been sinking, like, all of my points into physique, and I still keep just getting bonked by things, man. It's fine. Wrong direction. Yeah, I don't know why I keep getting stuck on that man. Here's the one issue with the level scaling is it means I cannot out-level anything. I just have to outbuild them. Yeah, low-level uni can still go up to, like, level 95. Huh. That's wild. Okay, so I died here against these guys. Against big bonkus. Ow! That is 2,000 health! I guess I can just hit and run this guy. Yeah, I mean, that works fine. Got a lot of things. Bleeding resistance, physical damage. It's fine. Damn. Every once in a while when you kill, like, an ethereal enemy, they just make, like, the worst noise. Okay, Dead Man's Gulch. It's still not quite where I want to be yet. Then we got a couple of these guys. Oh, is this the trolls? Because they said the trolls and the ethereals were duking it out here. Feels like you should be able to ally yourself with the trolls. But maybe not. Maybe the trolls aren't smart enough for that. The charge is very satisfying when it just, like, wipes out a bunch of enemies. I don't know, this game does good ragdoll. That's something that I've been missing. Because, like, Dark Souls does an incredible ragdoll. Was it Bloodborne? I think Bloodborne had, like, awful or not, no. Bloodborne had good ragdoll. Demon Souls, like the Blue Point one. A lot of people like to besmirch that one for being bad. I thought it was fine. But I think it had terrible ragdolls and that annoyed me.
Well, if it isn't my old friend from Devil's Crossing. I had a feeling you'd be making your way through here.
Ulgrim, what are you doing here?
I haven't been entirely honest with you. I'm not a chef, not by profession anyway, although maybe that would have been a better path. As it is, I'm an assassin and former First Blade of the Aralon Emperor. It's a title I've not always been proud to bear, as my line of work has not always been virtuous, but I dealt with threats to the Empire. Now all of humanity is threatened by foes more deadly than anything we've faced before. It is, however, a time when I can put my talents to a more noble purpose. You haven't been entirely forthright with me either, Taken, but don't worry. I'm the keeper of many secrets.
What did you call me?
A Taken? Well, formerly so, if we get down to semantics. The ethereal left you just before you hanged to death. Am I not correct?
How'd you know all this?
My sources are quite good, if I say so myself. But you trusted me, and now I shall trust you.
How'd you join me in Devil's Crossing only to leave again?
My job was to scout the countryside, get bearings on enemy strongholds, and investigate weaknesses. Your mention of people surviving out in Devil's Crossing was intriguing, so I wanted to see it for myself. Having learned everything I could about the area, I felt it was time to return to my men in Homestead.
Your men?
Can't say I like it any more than they do, but I am working alongside the Black Legion. They are all that remain of the Imperium's forces.
The First Blade of the Emperor.
Look, I'm sure you have many questions, but now is not the time. We need to get these people to Homestead.
So how can I help here?
I came upon these refugees on my way through Smuggler's Pass. They were trapped and would soon have become food or entertainment for the trolls. I had to do something. Now we're stuck out here, caught in the midst of a battle between the trolls and the ethereal forces. The tunnel to Homestead is blocked by aether fire, and the only option now is a passage through the mountain deeps. It is a foul place at the bottom of the world, infested with all manner of terrible things that hate the sun. There is no way these people would survive down there. In Devil's Crossing, I saw that you had the power to open rifts. I need you to fight your way to Homestead, secure a rift, and come back for us. So please, help these people. Below is an entrance to the deeps. From there, you'll exit onto the dusty road that will lead you into Homestead. Be swift. I'm not sure how much longer I can hold off the trolls before they come in force.
I'll find a way to Homestead. Okay, weird question. Why don't you guys just go to Devil's Crossing first? Why not just hang out there? I could just leave you there for a little while. Just be like, here, chill. Okay, so we do have the horrible death passage that has a dungeon in it. Let's leave it for later. But like, seriously, why leave them just stranded there? Just go hang out in Devil's Crossing. If I can warp from one place to the next, and send people back whenever I want, why not just, you know, take a pause over there where it's actually safe? You don't have to worry about fending off trolls or anything. Like, this is such an odd plot hole. I'm starting to do, I mean, I've been talking about the tabletop RPG stuff I've been working on, but at some point when I get back to actual campaigns, I definitely want to get to the point where somebody can, one of my players can absolutely just like wreck my campaign with a thing I gave them. Like, I want to hand players Chekhov's guns, and I want to be surprised when they go off. Because I feel like that's going to be kind of a joy if and when that happens. Yeah, maybe your own rift cannot transport too many people and stay stable. Yeah, but it feels like, you know, just be like, okay, how many people can I send per day? 3? Cool. You know, how many days is it going to take for me to even get through this passage anyway? I mean, I guess maybe that's the point. I could only, like, send a couple of them back. But I've sent at least a family of 4 back without it being a serious. Oh no. I just cranked up my my mouse sensitivity. That's bad. Like, I know I can send a family of 4 back without it seemingly being a strain, so who knows? Maybe the portal gives super aether cancer. I feel like that would be a plot point that we'd have to introduce earlier. I think it's just the developers didn't think of writing that in because, like, I don't know, just... We're already using the portal. You don't need to use it twice. If a woman is pregnant, does that count as 2 people through the portal? Can you drive a car through the portal? Does the car count as an additional person? Is it all just raw mass? Is a bear more of a strain than a person? Is it the size of the person? Can you get a bunch of skinny people through a portal before one bodybuilder? Is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson a liability when sending him through a portal? Sorry, it's like if we're gonna go down that train of thought, let's just go all the way, or at least like a fair bit deeper. I keep getting thrown off. Like, I haven't seen many people talking about the new Moana movie, and I have really no interest in it. But every once in a while, somebody shares just a picture of him in the muscle suit with the wig on, and it just looks so weird, man. At that point, is what comes out of the other side of the portal still you? Oh god. I really don't like those. Yeah, what was it? The Prestige is a good example of this one. But yeah, I've been looking at mothership modules, you know, speaking of tabletop RPGs. One of them just like casually said that, like, yeah, it's actually just like creating an instant copy of you and disintegrating the other version for legal purposes. And I'm just like, oh, that's messed up. And like, it works great for Mothership that's already like highly lethal and super unethical, you know, sci-fi stuff going on. But it's one of those where it's just like, if I knew technology was even remotely close to that, like, I don't know, the idea of teleporters and teleportation is cool until you think about any of the like logistics behind some of them, and you're like, nope, don't like that. Don't like that at all. Don't want anything to do with it. Not instant teleportation, but Library of Ruina... Or, it wasn't teleportation, but Library of Ruina had these, like, trains that would travel long distances insanely fast. And in reality, it was actually extremely slow. They would be stuck there for years. And then kind of the internals of the train would warp backwards in time to kind of reset. Because imagine being stuck on a train for 40 years. And so the chapter that we had done, a bunch of people had, because you couldn't die, you couldn't starve to death or anything like that, and so a lot of people were like stitching themselves together in like a really macabre way, and fighting each other as like flesh golems and stuff, which is like, I mean, I guess if you gotta pass the time, sure, but it's like, ugh. I think I would just spend that entire time trying to just like, I mean, honestly, can you imagine being stuck on a train as like an immortal person for 40 years? You'd probably be able to have some fun with it. Outside of, you know, the flesh carnival murdering each other thing. Or, well, not murdering each other thing. I don't know, I'm so tabletop RPG brained, I'm just thinking, yeah, I could run like a long campaign. Unless I get sick of everybody playing with me, then that would be a problem. Because the one issue is possibly running out of paper. Like, as long as you got dice, you got things to do. How long does society take to collapse into Fight Club? New litmus test for societal strength. I thought it's an interesting question, like... Most, what was it? So, a lot of people assume that society just translates to chaos, violence, and murder as soon as like social norms are stripped away. But I remember there was like a bunch of boys that had gotten stranded on an island in a very like Lord of the Flies-esque manner. And they were there for like a while. Like it was not just like a couple of days. This was long enough that they kind of had their own society there for however few there were. And like from what I remember reading about it, they all were like actually pretty fine. Did not murder each other to like gnaw on somebody's leg or anything like that. I think also like a number of them became romantically entangled with each other, which is like honestly kind of cute. But again, would have to look deeper into this before I start talking in detail. But it's one of those where it's like, I think the idea of people turning straight to like banditry, cannibalism, and murder in the middle of like an apocalypse is very much a thing that media likes to push rather than an actuality of human behavior. Kind of. I'm sure you have a lot of bad people out there who are an issue and wouldn't conform to a like new normal. But every time I every time I see Shell watching The Walking Dead, it always seems to be this thing as though it's like 3 dynamite. 3 dynamite? Oy. Yeah, this is a whole field to study. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. But yeah, so The Walking Dead always has it that like every single human being is like selfish and murderous in that series. Like the main characters are good and work together and whatever for the most part. But then every other like tribe and group has some like dark thing going on with them and cannot be trusted, and they will try and kill, you know, maim, murder, steal from, while also espousing like might makes right, or survival of the fittest, or we deserve this, or, you know, some nonsense like that. Oh, I think we're actually just about to get to the town, aren't we? Because it's like around here somewhere. I remember this area kind of vividly because every single time I stop playing Grim Dawn, it's like here. It's this general area. I believe Golding heard of the Lost Boys wrote Lord of the Flies specifically to criticize the English public school system. Because it produces assholes. I can see that. I think he also had some weird belief systems as well. My Stargate was good until the Asgardians gave them teleporting. I'm here for the rest of the series, but teleporting about that teleporting question of the series. Oh, yeah. I will admit, I've only ever gotten as far as season 5 or 6 in Stargate. I think it was like after they managed to kill one of the other like major Gwald leaders. Because I think the first couple of seasons are mostly them just screwing around with Stargate portals, teleporting around, and exploration. But then they have like a kind of big arc that destroys some, like they destroy a ship or kill somebody or something like that. I forget, it's been a very long time. But I always stop watching Stargate around then. I really want to get my hands on like the DVD or Blu-ray set, but they are not available. And I don't know who owns the license at this point, so I don't really trust them to put out a good version. Because yeah, secret fear with this, you know, generative AI future that we're finding ourselves in is a lot of movie companies using AI to just HD remaster a bunch of old movies and TV shows, and that scares me a little bit. Okay, got him. Yeah, I think that was one of the things that happened with like the Suikoden remasters, whatever. Is I think they'd used machine learning to like redo a lot of the textures, and it made it look really bad. It's kind of a shame because like I always wanted to get into those games, and I was hoping like the re-release, remaster, whatever would be good. Amazon owns Stargate at the moment. I'm so sick of Amazon owning things. Because yeah, I think they were trying to like strong arm IO, the Hitman developers, into doing something with like the next James Bond game, or that they were gonna like take the IP away from them and like do it internally, which is extremely stupid. I really truly do not trust Amazon to make a good first-party video game at the moment. I don't trust Hasbro to do so either. I don't trust most of these companies. Yeah, there were rumors and stuff floating around that IOI was going to get it yanked, yeah. And it's like, just insane to me to have developers make like a banger game in your IP, and then to be like, yeah, we could do better, cheaper next time without you. And it's like, what do you, I mean, yeah, it's all profits and whatnot. IOI, I don't actually know what it stands for, but the developers of the Hitman games.
Ah, we speak at last. As I am sure you know, there are many who now cast their...
Oh, he's the DLC guy. Go away. Okay, so this is the second major town in the game, and we've got some stuff to do.
These are trying times, but we will persevere.
Welcome to Homestead, traveler. What brings you to our sanctuary? Come from Devil's Crossing. I was hoping if we could trade for food. I understand your predicament, I truly do, but I'm afraid we're not in a position to help you right now. Frankly, we could use some help ourselves with the Black Legion hell-bent on destroying every ethereal and Chthonian they see. They've lost sight of the issues plaguing the very people they're trying to protect. What's the problem? After the Grim Dawn, many of our neighbors were forced to abandon their homes and flee here. Together we built Homestead up as a sanctuary. We came at the loss of countless other farmsteads. When Black Legion arrived, we were able to recover a few fields, but not nearly enough to feed everyone. Captain Somer considers the resources available to be sufficient for a campaign, and has deemed any further efforts to restore the farmland to be secondary to the Legion's mission. The Dermapterans, a vile infestation that plagues the land every few years, are running rampant through our lands, devouring all they see and laying their eggs. If we don't act soon, our harvest will be ruined and the land left barren. There are two farms just west of here, belonging to Elmsworth and Thornsbury, which would be ideal next steps in expanding our food production. If you could clear out the Dermataran egg clusters there, along with any derps protecting them, then perhaps I can convince the captain to at least assign guards to the farms and allow our men to work the fields. I'll see to it that you're justly compensated. What do you say? Sure. Easy peasy. Okay, so what else do we have around here? Black Legion scouting reports. More lore. More lore. It's funny that the book was sitting on the ground next to the lectern that had another book in it. I mean, that makes sense, but it's like, why not have it drop too? Question mark? I don't know. It doesn't matter that much. Okay, so this is the Legion Smith. Seems like it's just all the same.
Bring me back any blueprints
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
There are all these, like, hand sickles. Might actually be good. Saying they're not, though, and I'm also not the right level. We'll find more and better. Oh, hey, we actually got a blue necklace. A lot of defensive ability. So physique, defensive ability, shield, damage blocked. No, it's not. No good for this build, at least. Is this one good? Doesn't have the bleeding, though, so no. I don't actually know if the bleed is really amazing, but it's fine. Okay. Can I have a... Oh, here's my stash. that's not for me. Don't know what to do with the ancient heart either. Drop that off, drop these off, and then all we have left is a ring that I can just get rid of. Perfect. Okay, so what do we do? Let's go back to Ulgrim. I should do some other things. Right. I wanted to boost this, because this is extremely good. Because, yeah, the total damage modifier and the attack speed. They're small, but I'm assuming they add up. So what are we doing? Where are we going? Right. I was going to go to... Prospector's Trail, I think? Because we might as well go pull what's-his-face back. Unless... Nope, it's not Prospector's Trail. It's further back. Dead Man's Gulch? Yeah, it's got to be Dead Man's Gulch. I might try and run into that green death zone, but that honestly might just kill me. Okay, here we go. Because, yeah, there's something there. Oh, sealed by the Black Legion. Never mind,
So
we can't
how
go in anyway.
doomed are we?
I secured the Rift Gate.
Good work. I can't say I enjoyed my first travel by Rift, but it's certainly better than the alternative.
See you all in Homestead. See, we sent them all. We totally could have warped them back and forth. Okay. I guess let's... Oh, no, that's Smuggler's Pass, damn it. I wanted to go get a little bit more dynamite. Broken Hill, Staunton Mine. There we go. Yeah, talking about the Forgotten Gods DLC. I think I'm still probably going to do the DLC just kind of in order. So finish the main game, then do Forgotten Gods, then do... oh, I forget the other ones. Okay. Yeah, there's Malmoth. Is it just Forgotten Gods, Malmoth, and then Astrakarn, or is there another DLC that I'm forgetting about? I know there's a Crucible, but I have no idea when we get access to that, and I don't think that's like a big DLC thing. Oh, did this not, reset? Shoot. Let's see what Veteran is like if I'm going to clear this one out. How long are the DLCs in comparison to the main game? Oh. Hello, guy. Seems our roads cross yet again. I see you're, glad to see you survive the wilderness. I appreciate you for letting me tell my side of the story back in the Arkovian foothills. Most wouldn't bother getting the details right. Oh yeah, it is his daughter. Glad you made it through. I've gathered up quite a few interesting things while traveling out there. Don't suppose you'd be interested in buying something. Let's take a look.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Looks like he just sells kind of whatever. Hoping for dynamite. Oh, okay, so it's Malmoth, then Forgotten Gods, then Astrakarn. And they are quite sizable. I mean, I figured sizable. This is a matter of, sizable in terms of, like, is it, Broken Hills, Staunton Mine, there we go. You can see it on the map. Kind of. Okay. Yeah, so this is... I'm assuming this is Forgotten Gods. Yeah. Okay, so that actually looks like... Well, I don't know. Because this looks like maybe it's twice the size of the route to Burwitch, at least it's according to the map. Malmoth is just... Well, it looks tiny, but I'm sure it gets dense. This is all DLC stuff. So I don't know. I haven't been playing a whole lot of games that use DLCs extensively. In recent memory. Yeah, when was the last time I actually played like a story DLC for a game? It's been a while. I think mostly because the games that I play for fun and just have been playing and finishing in recent memory have all been indie games that usually don't get story expansions. Let's see. Or if they do, it's like weird. I do need to go back and finish the Sea of Stars game at some point. Yeah, Silk Song is getting that DLC. Yeah, I kind of figured. I never did the Sea of Stars DLC. For me, one of the big problems with a lot of DLCs is if it's set after the game, it's at least something I can kind of get into. Oh, the last story DLC I remember doing was the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 story expansion, which is good. Actually, I liked that one a lot, but it was also like a little confusing. It was backstory that almost didn't need to exist. And also posed some questions that never got resolved. Let's see. But yeah, so for something like Sea of Stars, I think they put their DLC kind of... You could play it at any time, but you were clearly supposed to... Ow. You're clearly supposed to kind of play the DLC. Okay. Yeah, I've got a decent amount of healing. It's not quite enough to get me through, especially if they do a big fire. But yeah, so a lot of story-based DLCs are placed at kind of odd spots. Like, what was that? Oh, it was a blueprint for that thing. Got it. They're placed at odd spots that are almost like you're not actually supposed to finish the game, or you're supposed to play the DLC before you finish the game. You know, it's kind of like a mid-act DLC that you can kind of dive into whenever you feel like it. I don't mind that from a like playthrough perspective, but it's awful from the perspective of like wanting to go back and play the game again because you're almost kind of encouraged to do so. Because you might be out of practice, you might not have played in a while, you might not remember what the hell was going on, so on and so forth. And so it's like, if I've played a game and I know there's a story DLC coming out, it's effectively dead to me and I just don't care. I have the same problem with, well, I mean, I don't want to say there's nothing more emblematic of this problem than, Persona 5 Royale, which is like, hey, there's this big DLC for, let's see. There's this big DLC for Persona 5. Oh, but it's not a DLC. It's kind of a redux to the game that adds more content. No, you're going to have to buy the whole game again if you want to continue playing it. And no, you can't New Game Plus if you have played it before. You got to play that straight. And it's like, I just don't have time for that, man. The only game where I've ever done that is Xenoblade Chronicles X, and it's because I hadn't played it for like 10 years. And so, like, I think if they had done that for Persona 5 Royale, where they, like, 10 years later, it's like, okay, here's Royale. Sure. Which, I guess they're doing that with Persona 4 now, because they're doing, they had Golden, but then they, now they're doing kind of like a remake of it. At least they won't be doing that for P6. Yay, that's good. Because, yeah, that was the other reason why I didn't get into Shin Megami Tensei 4, 5, whatever it was. Because it was just like, I knew that they were going to come out with the Vengeance version or something like that. And I was right. I did one video on the base game and I was like, well, there we go. And I don't think I have Vengeance. I'm just never going to play Shin Megami Tensei 5. until it gets like cheap enough for me to justify it. Which might be a while, because I don't think Atlas puts the games on much of a sale, like, ever. Which is kind of a downer. Alright, well, I think this has been a lot of fun. We've gotten decently far. I mean, we made it to Homestead. That's always my marker for, if I can surpass this, then I might actually be able to go further. And so, considering I've made it here in what feels like half the time of any of my previous playthroughs, yeah, that's good. Let's see. The Personas are on Game Pass. You can play them cheaper that way. I don't really like those subscription systems. Okay, so the problem is the Persona games are like easily 40-50 hours a piece. So that means that I would have to pay for at least 2 months worth of Games Pass just to be able to finish a Persona game. At which point I might as well just buy the Persona game. You know, if I can find it on sale for even like 10, 15, 20, 30% off. Yeah, 40 to 50 if you rush through them. Not for Persona 5. Not unless you're like really skipping the dialogue, but that sounds like a miserable experience. Like, I like savoring games. I like taking my time. Or at least I don't want to feel like I have to rush. Because that feels like depths of madness. It must be a tough slith to make it way out here on your own. Deathmark Cadris, the Black Legion, what brings you here? Exploring the area. See, well, I can't stop you from going out there, but I must warn you that the wilds are not to be trifled with. Jagged Waste to the west is full of manticores, but if you're willing and foolish enough to venture there, maybe you can bring back something for me. Sure, what do you need? Manticore waste stalkers pack a potent venom up in their barbed tails. It's quite caustic and can burn through nearly anything. My hope is that the Legion can use it in the effort against the Chthonian invaders. We're dealing with a large group of cultists up near the homestead, and they're starting to bring in the larger demons from the void. We need to turn the tide fast, or soon there won't be a home to defend. Let's see, if you bring me back a venom gland from the waste stalker, I'll gladly provide you with a blade specially coated with their poison. Should do some serious damage in a fight, what do you say? Sure. And this one. Okay, that's far enough. You've entered a Black Legion camp. State your business. What can I do my part? Huh. Well, my men are all stretched thin and the beasts are numerous. You do us all a favor by killing just about anything roaming in the hills. Or wilds. But if you're keen on risking your life, I do have a few targets in mind that I'd gladly pay you to eliminate. The west is an area known as the Jagged Waste. There you'll find a pride of manticores. Their matriarch, Mogara, is a bloodthirsty beast with a taste for human flesh. Put her down and I'll give you a fine share of iron bits. Sure! But yeah, I don't know. I've lost a lot of interest in subscription systems. It feels like it's kind of contributing to this all-digital future, no physical. And that feels icky to me. I actually like having physical things. Comboed with also just, I am like full-on disinterested in most Microsoft products right now, and probably will be for a long time. And so stuff like the Game Pass, despite its convenience, is just like an ethical line that I don't feel like crossing for my own convenience. Especially when I have so many freaking other games to get through. Because, like, I've been collecting a lot of old retro games. Like, whenever I go to a new city, I check to see if they have, like, a good retro game store and if they have anything interesting in stock. And so I've been picking up just a smattering of things here and there. You know, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance from Radiant Dawn. Which I know Path of Radiance is... I think it was Path of Radiance is now available on, like, the Switch 2 subscription model. So, like, okay, that's there. But I like owning it. I wish they'd actually just re-release both as, like, one comboed game with, like, slightly redone graphics. That would be incredible. I'd buy that again in a heartbeat. I was kind of hoping... I think they had done a re-release of... Oh, what was it? I don't remember which Pokemon game. Oh, it was Fire Red Leaf Green they'd re-released for, like, $20, but I've been kind of hoping they'd do a physical release of that one. Because, yeah, I missed out on Pokemon Soul Silver and Heart Gold Soul Silver. I missed that when I was in college. I was just kind of burnt out on Pokemon for whatever reason, so I didn't buy one, and I've always regretted that. And so, especially when it comes to Nintendo products, I try and just purchase them all physically if I can. Okay, there's the poison gland. Now we just have to find the matriarch. Okay. But I could and probably should also just maybe go eat dinner because I'm very hungry. Yeah, I think I will do that. So, this has been a lot of fun. I will probably do another one of these. There might be some YouTube videos that I record off camera. I don't think anybody's like super committed to watching the story of this, that they're gonna feel like they missed out if I don't stream every single moment. Okay, can't pick it up. Can only get one of those. And that's valid. Okay, well, let's go back. 'Cause yeah, I can feel my stomach, like, starting to do that bad gurgle. Wait, hold up. Is this the Manticore Queen right here? Nope, this is just more of the waste stalkers with the poison glands. Throwing me off, man. Okay, I'll just go back to Devil's Crossing.